Hi everybody, it's me, it's Kathy. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe below, that'd be great. And we're glad to have you. Let's see. I'm going to do a video today on what to and what not to pack for a mental hospital stay. I've been to 4 different hospitals. All hospitals have different rules. And, but I'm going to cover some of the more common ones that you'll see throughout all hospitals. I've been to 4 different hospitals, but I've had over 40 stays, at least 40 stays. I've stopped counting. I don't know by now. Let's see. The first thing, we're going to cover some basics. You're going to need to pack 3 outfits. Because a lot of mental wards will only allow you to have a maximum of 3 outfits. And you also have to take into consideration what the weather is like, because you're going to be wearing one of those outfits home. A lot of times they have laundry that the nurses can do your laundry, or some even have you do your own laundry. They have the laundry machines right there in the ward. So don't worry if you think you're going to be there for longer than 3 days. You can wash the clothing. Or one thing I did the first couple of times I stayed at a ward, because I didn't want to use a machine that God knows how many other people had used, because I was a little paranoid. That, and they would only let us use their laundry soap, and I was allergic to it. So that was a long time ago in one of the first hospitals that I stayed at. And so what I did was, when my parents came to visit me, they would bring me clean clothes and I would give them my dirty clothes, because they had the right detergent at home. So that's an option too. So if you're worried about that, have your visitors come and bring you something if you have visitors. If you don't have visitors, I'm sorry. It gets kind of lonely up there without visitors. I've been there. I've had hospital stays with no visitors. It kind of sucks. Yeah, so 3 comfortable outfits. And try to make a wide variety of temperature selections when you're doing your outfits, because you never know what they're going to have their thermostat set at. And most mental wards have windows that do not open. They are wedged into place. You can't get through them. So it could get really hot. You don't want to pack, you know, a sweater and all that stuff. You just need a t-shirt and jeans or something like that. Or like a light jacket, it would also be a good idea. If it's springtime or fall or winter, as long as the jacket does not have any drawstrings anywhere on it. They are very leery about drawstrings. Some wards don't really like jackets at all, except for when you're going home, but you can always call ahead and ask. So for entertainment, because unless the ward has a lot of day groups, it's going to get boring. You're going to get bored. Trust me. It's going to happen. Some good things to bring. Non-spiral notebooks. And here's why. I'll tell you. I'll show you something. I got all this visual aids over here for you. Are you excited? I know I am. Non-spiral notebooks. This is a perfect little notebook, because... and I'll show you why. Well, this is great. This is a notebook, just a little thinking book. They're like $1 at Walmart. Legal pads also are good, with the perforated paper and the binding across the top. If it's a binding like this, those are great too. Now, here's what you can't bring. Spirals. Because you can take these spirals apart and hurt yourself with them, because they're metal. So you're not allowed to bring spiral notebooks. I've never been, excuse me, of all the wards I've been in, I've never had any of them allow spiral notebooks. Some other options are coloring books. Now, if you do a coloring book, I dropped something on the floor, and it was yet one of my visual aids. Let's see if I can reach it without knocking anything else off the floor. No, I don't think it's gonna happen. Oh well, whatever, it ain't gonna happen. That's okay. I don't want to waste all my video time and your time struggling to get something off the floor. Felt tip markers. Here's why with the felt tip markers. It doesn't have to be Sharpie, and Sharpie might not even be recommended because of the fumes, but they have the tips that I am going to talk about. This is a felt tip marker. It's cloth, it's soft, it can't stab anybody, it can't cut anybody. So bring some markers. Or if you don't like markers, bring crayons. But you can't bring colored pencils because a lot of wards don't allow pencils of any sort. Because, well, here's a pencil, and this one's dull, so they'd be okay with that, but if you sharpen it, you can easily hurt yourself or somebody else with it. No pencils, and pens, especially rollerball pens that have the balls on the end, you can hurt people with them too. They just, better safe than sorry, and that is a very key thing to think about when packing for a mental ward, is better safe than sorry. They're going to have some strict rules and may be frustrating, but there are reasons behind those rules. Let's see. Coloring books are always fun if you're into that. You get to color and you get to... These are a great way to kill time because they're so detailed that they take forever to color one. So crayons or felt tip markers. A lot of places, a lot of hospitals will have their own craft supplies available, crayons, markers, and if they allow it, they'll have color pencils and stuff like that they, whatever you're allowed to have, they will have. However, the markers go dry, the pencils get dull, and, just too many things happen. So if you're really into doing your own artwork, or coloring, or drawing, or writing, bring your own stuff, because the hospitals, they try, but it's too hard to keep up with it, because they've got so much other stuff to do. They don't have time to stand at a pencil sharpener and sharpen 20, 30 pencils. So the pencils get dull. Let's see, coloring books, regular books. And if you're going to a hospital, bring an educational book. That'd score you some brownie points with the nurses and doctors. I'm kidding. Bring any book you want, except for maybe erotica. I don't think they'd appreciate that. Or porn. They don't allow magazines because magazines have staples in them. But they do allow newspapers. Newspapers do not have staples in them. Let's see. What's next on my list here? Regular books. A cell phone. Now this one's iffy because of a couple of different factors. I have a really huge zit here that has nothing to do with the cell phone, but I thought I'd point it out because it's there and it's annoying me. It hurts. So, excuse me, sorry. Off track. I get off track real easy. I don't know why. I just don't have much of an attention span. Hi, kitty. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, pet staples. Anything with staples in it isn't gonna fly. So, unless they have something of their own with staples, but staples usually aren't going to fly. So, books that are bound, newspapers, coloring books that are bound. Now, this coloring book that I showed you, actually it does have staples in it, but they look like they're in there pretty securely. So, hopefully, that would be okay. Let's see, cell phone. Yeah, anyway, back to the cell phone. Some places allow them, some places don't. Like the last hospital I was at, they allowed them. However, very strict rules. There was only 1 hour a day that you can use your cell phone. They kept the cell phones behind the nurse's station because charging cords, you can hurt yourself or kill yourself or somebody else with a charging cord. So they keep the phones behind the nurse's station and the nurses keep them plugged in. But my last hospital, I had 1 hour, and we weren't allowed to do any media. No picture taking, no FaceTiming, no video, nothing. All we could do basically was either make a phone call or 2 or 3 or whatever you want to make while you have your phone. You can text or message or private message people. You can read things like Facebook, things like that. You can do those. You just can't take pictures, you can't take video, and you can't do any live broadcasting. Let's see. What else was I going to say about cell phones? Actually, I think that's it. Yeah, the last place I had it for an hour. And there were rules, and all those rules make sense. They do have reasons. They're not just trying to hold you down. They're not the man. Okay, crossword books. If you're into crossword books, or Sudoku, or Sudoku, or however you say that, or word finds or whatever. A lot of hospitals will have those already. You can just ask for them. But if you don't want theirs, you can bring some of your own. It's a great way to waste time. Yeah, because the ward does get very boring. Now, for hygiene, the most hospitals will give you basic hygiene products. Shampoo, soap, deodorant, and stuff. I will tell you now, though, their stuff, the quality is always crap. It just is. They have to save money, and, you know, when you're ordering by bulk and you're ordering for thousands and thousands of patients, you gotta save money, so they're gonna go for the cheaper stuff, which is fine. But they also usually allow you to bring your own hygiene products from home. So you'll want your hairbrush, and I just dropped a candy wrapper. You'll want your hairbrush, okay? Make sure it doesn't have any pointed ends or a broken handle. And I'm saying this because through experience, I had a hairbrush at a ward once, and the handle was broken. There was kind of a sharp edge where the handle broke off, and so I wasn't allowed to brush my hair without a nurse watching me. Because they were afraid I would take it and do something. I don't know. Anyway, brush. Oh, and with your personal products, your shampoo, conditioner, lotion, body wash, the smaller the bottle, the better. So you can go and get some trial size bottles at Walmart or Walgreens or CVS or any place like that. They usually carry, or you can also get travel size products. I know Walmart has a very large selection of travel size products in their home or their hygiene area. So the smaller the bottle, the better, because you don't want to pack a whole huge heavy bottle in your bag, and plus if it were to leak, it would make a big mess. Also, maybe putting these in a large Ziploc bag while you're going to and from the hospital. They probably take the bag away while you're at the hospital for obviously reasons that I'll get into in a bit. So yeah, small bottles, and deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, what else we got? Body wash. And when you do a body wash, don't bother bringing one of those body poofs that has the rope that you hang it with. They'll either want to cut the rope or they won't let you use it because they don't let anything stringy in. They just don't, because it's too dangerous. It's too much of a liability. So, but if you have like one of those loofah sponges or just some washcloths, they have washcloths at the hospital. If you use washcloths, that's great. They'll let you use that. They'll let you use a sponge. But the loofahs with the strings, they might not, or the poofs with the strings, they might not let you do. And all you get is a shower, so don't even bother with bubble bath or scented oils or anything like that, because there's not going to be any opportunity to use them. And of course, if you are a premenopausal woman, bring some pads or tampons, because you never know what stress might do to your cycle. You may end up with a surprise period. They usually do have pads available at the hospital. Once again, they're the cheap ones, you know, they bunch up, they feel like you got a pillow between your legs. You want your own because you want to be comfortable. So, yeah, so bring your pads. These are mine. This is what I love. I love this brand. Like y'all needed to see that, right? Also for comfort, hygiene. Okay, that's it with hygiene. Do not bring styling products like hairspray, hair gel, curling irons, curlers. Don't bring any of that kind of stuff. They won't let you use it. I can tell you that now. They just will not let you use it. But body wash, shampoo, conditioner, lotion if you use it, because the air in those places does tend to get very dry because it's very filtered. Since the windows don't open, they filter everything. Okay, let's see. Let's move on to comfort. First of all, slippers or flip-flops are great because the floors are usually, well, they clean them. They try, well, any respectable hospital cleans their floors. They try. But with as many people as goes in and out of those wards, you never know what is in the carpet. And so a lot of places won't even let you walk barefoot. The hospital can supply you with socks. They're usually tube socks and aren't very comfortable. So if you don't like slippers, bring your own socks. Unless you don't care and you want to wear the hospital socks. But see, nice and comfortable. They probably try to make a little bit of a fuss about this. But I don't know, because this is like permanently sewed into place. It's not tied, it's sewed in there like that. But, yeah, and plus your feet will be nice and comfy that way. Or you could bring flip-flops or beach shoes. Like I said, as long as they don't have laces. Or belt buckles. They get a little leery about belt buckles too. So if you have any flip-flops or sandals with belt buckles, you might want to leave them at home. Don't even try. Don't even bother trying. Bring your own socks if you're allowed to. You can always call and plan ask ahead of time before you go to the hospital what is and is not allowed in the ward. But if it is, bring your own blanket. Hospital blankets generally aren't very warm. They're not very comfortable. I mean, yeah, they'll bring you another blanket if you want a second blanket, but you know, you want the comfort of home with you because that really does help your well-being when you're in the hospital. So if you're allowed to bring your own blanket, bring your own blanket. You may even want to bring a little cuddly toy, you know, because at night it can get kind of scary, especially if it's one of your first times. It can get scary. And also, if they have flat or lumpy pillows, you could probably, you know, get a little comfortable with your cuddly toy, you know? Do that. You don't have to bring a cuddly toy, but I usually bring a cuddly toy. I try to anyway. Look at my toy. This is my bear. I've had him since the day I was born. Yep, I'm never going to give this guy up. Never. Okay, what's next? Okay. Oh, some things that you might want to ask visitors to bring. Oh, no. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet with that list. Bring a medical summary. In that summary, list all your diagnoses, all your prescription medications with the doses and the times that you take them and why you take them. Over-the-counter medicines that you take, they don't need the dosage. I can usually look that up. Let's see. Allergies, if you have any allergies to any drugs, any detergents, any fabric, any latex, especially if you're allergic to latex, make sure they know you are allergic to latex. Very thing. Water bottles. Hold on, I'm going to pause the camera real quick and I'm going to bring back a couple of examples of good and bad water bottles. Okay, this is a good water bottle. It's big, it's clear. That is the main thing. Well, it's translucent, but the main thing is that it's clear. The nurses and doctors will be able to see what's in the bottle just by looking at it. So they'll be okay with that. It's a little flip top lid that comes off. You can get these at Walmart for like $1. Or sometimes $2. And there you go, water bottle. They usually have cups there. Styrofoam cups or cardboard cups or whatever. So if you forget your water bottle, don't be too worried about it. And some hospitals actually even provide their own water bottles. I might show you one of those in a second. Not a good water bottle. It's colored. It's clear, but it's colored. So you can put just about anything in here and they won't know what it is. And they will insist that, you know, they know what's in the bottle. And also, this one has a straw. And they sometimes are leery about straws. So, this would not be a good one to bring. This one, the good one, has no straws. Comes out, it's got a spout. So this would be a good bottle to bring. Alright. Some things you would like your visitors to bring is hard candy. Or any kind of candy that you can like suck on that'll make your mouth salivate. Because like I said before, it's really dry in there. However, there are some things you need to know about the candy. It cannot be in cellophane wraps like this. Because cellophane wraps are too easy to swallow and choke yourself with. I was actually saw a lady try that at a mental ward once. I saw a lady, she took a cellophane wrapper because for some reason some nurse was brilliant enough to give her soup crackers in the wrapper. She was supposed to take them out and put them on the tray, but she didn't. She just put them on the tray with the wrapper. So the lady took the wrapper and there you go. It took them like 15 minutes to convince her to spit it out. But there is a trick you can do. Any plastic Tupperware. Plastic, not glass. They don't like glass. You're not allowed glass anything in the hospital. Nothing glass. You get a nice little Tupperware thing with a fitted lid. you take your candy out of the wrapper, or your visitors will take the candy out of the wrapper, put it in the thing, and there you go. You'll have your candy, whatever kind of candy you want, out of the wrapper, but still sealed up so it'll stay nice and yummy. Let's see, what else we got? Most wards don't have soda available. Some of them you can request soda when you fill out your menus for your meals. If they do that. Every hospital I've been to gives you a menu and you circle what you want on the menu for your next meal. Some places have soda, most places don't. So if you like soda like I do, I'm a big soda person. I love soda. Diet, regular, anything, bubbly. Have your guests bring you some soda that you can enjoy during a visit. And maybe even a newspaper if you want to stay up on the current affairs without watching TV or without having to wrestle the TV from other patients. Newspapers are generally allowed, no problem. Magazines, certain magazines are a little iffy because of the staples, like I said before. It just depends on how the rules at your specific hospital are. So that covers everything on the bring list. Now, real quick, we'll go over everything on the do not bring list. Do not bring shoes with laces. They will take them away from you. Do not bring expensive items because they cannot be held responsible for the lost or stolen items. Do not bring watches and jewelry because most of them are not allowed. Sorry about the shaking. My cat is crawling around my camera. Spiral notebooks. Nope, don't bring those. We covered that. Pens or pencils, we covered that. Snacks and drinks, they usually don't let you have your own snacks and drinks. They monitor everything you eat. Scarves for winter, silk scarves that go around your neck. Don't bring any of those because they will take them away because they can be used to hurt somebody. I'm not going to say the specific ways of hurting people with these things because I don't want to trigger anybody. Electronics, especially electronics with cords, nope, out of the question. And this one, you're going to be like, why did you say that, Kathy? But sewing and knitting supplies, and here is why I'm telling you this. This actually did happen once in a hospital I was at. They had a little older lady come in, and she brought knitting needles and yarn. And it's just, I shouldn't even have to explain why they wouldn't let her have needles and yarn in a mental ward. So, yeah, needles, sewing needles, knitting needles, no. Don't bring any over-the-counter medication or prescription medication. They will take care of all of that for you at the hospital. Don't bring perfume because there's too many liabilities of people being allergic to it. A lot of perfume comes in glass bottles, so there's that. Plus, it can be disturbing for the other patients who may not like the scent of perfume. It may bother them. I know some people get headaches if they smell a certain kind of perfume, so don't bring perfume. Don't bring anything that you can't live without, because stuff gets lost all the time. People lose things, people have things stolen from them, all the time. All the time. My fiance, when he was at a nursing home, they stole a bunch of his stuff. I had one roommate try to steal one of my shirts once, and she was walking down the hall wearing it, and I'm like, no. And then she tried to take the shirt right there in the middle of the hallway, and we're just like, let's go back to our room. Okay. And then I got a new roommate. Bathrobes, mainly because of the rope that goes around them, but bathrobes are not allowed. Razors obviously aren't allowed around. The hospital may usually provide razors for you, and they also watch you while you shave, which is thoroughly embarrassing. So when I go to a hospital, I don't even bother. I don't even bother shaving. I'm like, nope, never mind, forget it. Cigarettes, obviously, don't bring cigarettes, unless they have a designated smoking area, and even then, if the hospital has that. I've never been to a hospital that has one, but I've heard of hospitals that do. The nurses will probably keep your cigarettes at the nurse's station. You'd have to ask for them. Or they probably have designated smoking times. And the last one is makeup, just because it can cause too many problems. if you really can't live without your makeup, call ahead, like I said before, and see if it's allowed. Maybe certain things are and are not allowed, like certain styling tools that might be, especially like curling irons, obviously no. Anything that can be used to stab or smother another person, no. So, yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions about any of my hospital trips and the stuff that I've bought and haven't bought and why, put them in the comments below. And, oh, okay, in the future, I'm planning on right now, since David is no longer joining us in the videos on a regular basis, I'm only going to broadcast Monday through Thursday, regularly. And then I might broadcast during my days off every now and then if I'm bored or if I find something that I really, really, really want to tell you guys about. But otherwise, my regular vlog posts from now on will be Monday through Thursday. Today is Saturday. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and we will see you Monday. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, and stay safe. No driving drunk during Super Bowl weekend, okay? No, don't drive drunk. Alright, goodbye, guys.